Hey everyone, I'm here to explain my DK tank build for Trials and Villains of the Reach. We'll start with the character sheet. As you can see, I'm sitting on 51k health, 18 stam and 14 magicka. The stamina is buffed higher because I'm using Algosh, and the health is so high because of enchantments and Evan, which I'll get onto later. Having higher stamina allows me to get back stamina when I use orbs or shards from healers rather than magic, as you get magic or plenty of magic back while using balance instead. These stats also increase to about 55k health, 20 stam, and 15.5 magic, with Worn up, as it should be in Trials. As for the recovery, stats don't really matter, as magic can be gained quickly with balance, and stam is disabled while blocking, which you should be doing in a trial, being a tank. Buffed up, resistance is sitting on about 30k for both, which is more than enough, because you constantly got healing from the two group healers and your damage shields with Igneous. And at the moment I'm using the Lord Mundus to increase my max health, as I've got a couple of Divine Bits in the body. I found Lord to be more effective than the other Mundus stones, as the 51k health is a good point to be sitting at while using the skills I am at the moment. Okay, moving on to gear. I'm running 5-piece Alkosh for 3k pen for the group for any targets that I've used Synergy on. I'm running 5-piece Evan, which give another 1000 health to anyone I'm near to, which will help the group survivability, seeing as main tank is more often than not next to the group, holding the main boss to damaging, while the off tank can be asked to run away with an ad, such as the Gargoyles and HotR, or the Manticoras in Sanctum. For my own sustain, I run Engine Guardian 2-piece, which every now and then when it procs, I will pretty much max out one of my resource bars, which is helpful. So if I've drained all my stam and I can't get enough back from doing heavy attacks because I'm holding block, or I can't get magic back because I've got to get healed through a channel from the warrior. All armor pieces have health enchantments on to max out health, as the changes with Morrowind mean that having high stam magic isn't a good idea if you want to get more resources back from using your ults due to the DK passives. Trait-wise, I've got Reinforced on the head, shoulders, legs and feet, Divines on the waist and hands, and Infused on the chest, which should provide me with the 30k resistance I talked about earlier, and enough health to sustain properly, and buff my damage shield size. On the jewellery, it's all Alkosh, it's all got the robust trait, and all have the reduced cost of bash and blocking enchantment on them. On the weapons, both are infused, and have the crush enchantment, which recently got buffed because infused was increased with the last patch, once for each, meaning I can now keep Alkosh and the crush enchantment up pretty much 100% at the time, which is like 5k more pen for the whole group constantly. Right, moving on to skills, which as a tank should change a lot depending on which trial you're doing. So I've got a flex bar on the back bar and on L1 on both bars, in case I need to use the same skill on both bars, which in this case I'm using Entropy, which could also be replaced with Guard if you want to buff one of the healers or one of the DPS. Starting with bar 1, you've got Pierce Armor, which acts as your main taunt and resistance debuff. You have Balance as your magic sustain. Well, you need to be careful while using this, as it reduces the size of your damage shields and your healing done by 50%, which you can see on the bottom right of your screen. We have Igneous Shield, which is useful for reducing your damage taken, since the shield is fucking huge. You also get Major Mending after casting, which will help with your heal from Dragon's Blood. And it shields nearby allies, so say during an execute phase, when everyone's getting bombarded with incoming damage, you can spam this in the group and it'll help keep people alive. We have the flex spot for both bars, which will either be Entropy or will be Stalwart Guard. Entropy for the more health, and Guard for increased crit damage for one of your group members and reduced damage taken for all of them. And we have Green Dragon's Blood, which we can use to restore health. It's an absolutely huge heal, which when buffed up with this setup, it should be about 45% of your mission health on a non-crit, This can also crit and heal pretty much all of your missing damage, missing health. And the ultimate for this bar is Magma Shell, which is more of an oh shit button for when you're in trouble and you don't have time to run over to a healer, or you run out of magic so you can't use your own heals or your own shields, or you need stamina to go and taunt something because the boss is about to go loose. It's on the front bar because on the back bar you got a swap, and if you look at the buff tracker, the little X, when you swap bars, it disappears for a second. And in that second that it's gone, you could get hit by the incoming damage you're trying to use the ult for, which is one-shot me more than enough times for me to realise an issue in the front bar. On the back bar, we have another flex spot, Talons, which could be either Talons or Engulfing Flames if we need it. It could also be switched out for rapid maneuvers for the group, which could help you get fights faster, or could be used to get you out of snares, so in Sanctum for the War Priest AoEs. If you cast that, you can run through the AoEs and get the next pack of adds faster and ready for your group. We have Heroic Slash, it's the second skill, which you use to get minor main and give you minor heroism, which will increase your ultimate gains, so you got faster warhorns, and reduce damage taken, or the damage of the boss itself. We have Chains, morph so that it will refund magic if you can't pull the enemy towards you. Doesn't work with the dummies. And it's not the morph that'll pull you towards the enemy, which is important as you don't want to be pulling adds and end up landing in the middle of an AoE or on the second boss of emo, landing on the wrong side and wiping the group. Then there's the flex bar again, Entropy or Guard, which has to be the same on both bars. And finally got Range Taunt, which is useful for if you can't get near to an ad, or you've got to pull a boss from afar because you're trying to start at a certain time. Also gives us synergy for your off tank if they're running Alkosh. And last is Warhorn. I don't think I need to explain this. For the crit buff it gives everyone, and the resource buff, it's just a great all-round ultimate that if you coordinate with your healers and other tank, you should be able to keep it up all of the time. Ideally, you want to keep it up so that the crit buff's always active, but if not, then just make sure that the resource buff's there for everyone. Okay, moving on to CP. We have 23 in the Warlord to get 10% reduced cost if break free. We have 16 tenacity to get more stamina back from heavy attacks when we don't have to block on bosses like the Stone Atronak in Archive. We have 50 in Arcanist so that we can get 10% more magic recovery, so that in times you can't use balance we still have a decent amount of magic coming in to use Ignis Shield or Dragon's Blood or whatever. 56 in Warlord to reduce block cost if you got no sturdy gear on, and 31 in Tumbling to reduce roll dodge cost. In the blue tree we have 81 at Elfborn and 76 in Blessed to increase the heal done by Dragon's Blood, since it's magic based, not stamina based. The rest of the points are sort of wasted if you put any more in either of them, so we put those into Master at Arms and Physical Expert. In the red tree we have 39 Glad and 30 in Thick Skinned, then 50 in Hardy and 11 Elemental, which do get swapped around depending on the trial you're doing, so have a look beforehand. If it's more magic damage, put 50 in Elemental. If it's more physical damage, like Sanctum, put 50 in Hardy. We have 39 in Heavy Armor Focus to buff your resistance up to about 30k. 50 in Bastion, so that you can get large damage shields to protect you and the group. And the rest of the points are dumped into Quick Recovery, so that you still got a tiny bit more healing. Finally, there's a few things you need to look out for on your buff tracker. When you look at the boss right now, you can see Alkosh proc, which lasts 10 seconds. You can only use shards every 20 seconds, so you want to try and rely on using a mixture of shards and soul synergies from Liquid Lightning or from Dragonite Standard. You taunt the boss. On the right side is the taunt, on the left side is Crusher, which you can renew when it gets to 0 seconds and still keep the buff up. On the right side now is minor main from Heroic Slash, and if you look on the right of my buff bar, you can see minor heroism, which you want to keep up all of the time for more ult. If you look at the buff bar now, the blue background with the fist is the crit damage buff from Warhorn, and the Warhorn ultimate symbol is the stat buff resistance. The one next to that is the health buff, but for some reason they're counted separately. And the three that popped up just now are the health, magic, and stamina recovery. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching, and if you've got any more questions, feel free to ask me in the comments.